The next item that we wanted to examine was the effects of raw when we are in pressure controlled ventilation. So notice now, the first item in this next section says to restore our compliance from 20 to 40 mils per kg. And notice that's restored our volume, right? So we're back to the baseline where we started with pressure controlled ventilation. Now, I am going to change the raw. So notice our volume, notice where everything is. We're back up to 22, 23, same as we were for our peak pressure, but our volume has gone back up to around 774 for inspiration. It's less than that on expiration because, as you can see here, we're not getting all the air out. We actually have a small leak in this lung, a fairly significant leak actually in the lung, which is causing our volume to be down. But I'm going to come over here and change our raw now. Our simulator from 5, where we've been running, to 20. When we do that, let's watch. So now we were briefly disconnected, which caused this change. Notice we're in pressure ventilation, so our peak pressure is still 22, 23. But notice what's happened to our volume. Our volume, because of the increased resistance, it takes longer for alveolar pressure to rise to equal set pressure, and therefore we see a drop in volume. And if you remember, this is something that we were talking about in an earlier video, right? Where we looked at the fact that as long as alveolar pressure has time to equal pit pressure, peak pressure, then we deliver our full volume. But if we have significant rise in raw, which going from 5 to 20 is a significant rise, right? Raw is 4 times higher. And so therefore, at the end of inspiration, PIP did not equal plat, and the result was decrease in volume. So if we come back to our ventilator, notice here, this is our flow waveform. Notice how it does not return to baseline. There's still flow at the end of inspiration. So I'm going to change back so you can see when we're at a resistance of 5, and you'll notice that we actually have flow extends, reaches baseline prior to, or very close to baseline, prior to the end of inspiration. So let's look at that quickly, and you'll see again the increase in volume associated with moving from 20 to 5 of raw. So we've taken off. Notice how our peak flow now is almost to baseline at the end of inspiration. Okay, where when our raw was 20, we were ending way up, much further up. Okay, because it's so hard for air to pass through the tiny little hole associated with a raw of 20. So again, remember a raw of 5, that's almost completely an open channel, where when we look here, sorry, trying to find the right place, you can see it's much narrowed. It's way narrow in the middle there than the actual channel. So showing the high airways resistance associated with it.